some practice games also, and we practice as a team, so we are looking good.
A word on this platform, this occasion, this opportunity, and the crowd.
You know the crowd already, right? So
they love the cricket here.
Yes, they love the cricket, they love us, so we're gonna do our best, and we will expect the support from them.
Right, good luck, all the very best in this first game, Anil.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sandeep, happy to bat first in game 1, day 1, season 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being a professional cricketer, it doesn't really matter if you're batting or bowling first. It's just about 20 overs. You go there and express yourself.
Now that you're batting first, you had a look at the surface. What's the kind of score you'll be looking at?
Definitely. We would love to, score somewhere around like 180 to 190. TU has always been a good place to bat on for the batters, and that would definitely a good score to defend.
What can the fans expect from the Biratnagar Kings this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their love and their passion towards this game, it's been absolutely amazing. And we are definitely, we are very grateful to them, every time they come here and support their respective teams. And definitely we would give them a lot of smiles today and in the tournament going on.
Right. Good luck, Sandeep. All the very best. Big outing, big occasion. Make it count.
Thank you so much.
Right. So the news from the centre is that Janakpur Bowls have won the toss in game 1 and they have decided to bowl first.
So that was the news from the middle. The anticipation, well, to say it's reaching fever pitch would be an understatement. Massive roar rings out across this amphitheatre. It's a real cricketing coliseum here in Kirtipur. We're just about 15 minutes outside of the city centre of beautiful Kathmandu, not far away also from Lalitpur, the twin cities here. And there is literally not a spot in the world. And you can see the fans have got the signs out. It is a special day for cricket here in Nepal. There has been a huge amount of work done to get us to this starting point. 8 teams representing the length and breadth of the country will be playing out to become the inaugural champions of this Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League, powered by Ncell. Big tradition here in Nepal, of course, is the national anthem. And as the tournament anthem rings out, we will pause now for the national anthem.
शान्ति भूमि तारै पहाडी माला अखण्ड यो प्यारो हाम्रो मातृभूमि नेपाल बहु जाति भाषा धर्म संस्कृति छन् विशाल अग्रगामी राष्ट्र हाम्रो जय जय नेपाल.
Well, have a listen to that. If that doesn't get your goosebumps going, I don't know what will. The national anthem of Nepal, sung out by every single member of this capacity crowd on the opening day. Let's get a look at the 2 starting 11s. Now, each side is entitled to play 4 overseas players, and both have gone with all 4. I'm delighted to introduce and welcome HD Ackerman alongside me. HD, firstly, a warm welcome, namaste, to Nepal. Great to have you with me. What do you make of the 2 11s?
Yeah, Andrew, good afternoon, and it really is an absolute honour to be here. When you've spoken many times to me when we've done broadcasts around the world about the cricketing, the love of cricket here in Nepal, but you really have to see it to believe it. 2 very strong sides. You've mentioned those 4 overseas players for the Janakpur Bolts. You've got Mohammed Mohsin, who's from the United States, Ben Mike, who plays for Leicestershire in England, Harsh Thacker from Canada, and then Lahiru Malanta, also from the United States, born in Peshawar, I think it is. And for the Biratnagar Kings, Nicholas Curtin from Canada, left-hander, very stylish player. Akabilias from Oman. Local man Sandeep Lamachani, we look forward to watching him bowl. Chris Soul from Scotland, rumoured to bowl it at over 140, can touch 150, so that'll be interesting to see. And then right at the top of the order, Martin Guptill from the Kings, who is a very powerful striker. There is no boundary in the world big enough to keep him quiet when on song.
Yeah, and he's kind of one of the two real star attractions, isn't he? You think of Shikhar Dhawan headlining the national news last night, but also Martin Guptill, not long retired from international cricket, but still in absolutely immaculate form and shape, and also two really high-profile head coaches. Kevin O'Brien with his first ever head coach's gig in any franchise cricket. He is the head coach of the Biratnagar Kings, captained by Sandeep Lamachani, and then someone who is much loved here in Nepal, HD, that's Pabudhu Dasanayake, the former national team head coach, took them to their first ever World Cup, the T20 World Cup back in 2014. Also had a second stint just after COVID too, and then went on to coach Canada. Was actually involved with Oman recently in the Cricket World Cup League 2 series. And this will come as no surprise to you in particular, HD. Look who's striding out to the middle to open the batting. The fans want to see what Martin Guptill can do.
38 years young, Martin Guptill, the New Zealander, has played in all the leagues around the world, the biggest of the biggest, the Indian Premier League obviously, and here he is in Nepal. A strike rate of 130, a best of 120 not out. That's in the domestic cricket over in New Zealand against Auckland. Let's hope that he finds some form for those thousands that have turned out to watch this opening game.
Yeah, he'll open the batting alongside one of the hometown stars, Lokesh Bam. Century here against the Ireland Wolves for Nepal at this very ground. He's a really talented youngster, and he's somebody who I think many think here in Nepal should be in and around the international side. HD, you know my affiliation with Nepal. I have never seen excitement like this. Maybe just March 16th of last year when 35,000 were here to see Nepal beat the UAE in the most dramatic of circumstances. The build-up is over. The time is now, but not yet, HD, not yet. We'll have to wait a moment longer.
Yeah, I must admit, I did touch on it earlier that you've spoken about Nepal glowingly over the years that I've worked with you, and I've always thought, oh, come on, Andrew, turn it up. But it is real. It is very, very real. And the crowd, the atmosphere here has been immense. Second time lucky, here we go.
Kishore Mahano with the new ball in hand. Here we go. And a swing and a miss. Just talked about Lokesh Bam, HD. Many will be so pleased to see this young man back in Nepal. He's actually spent some time out of the country, like so many, with their connections, Nepalese connections, that is, down in Australia. So he's been playing some great cricket down there. Many were worried they might have lost Kishore Mahano to the game here. He's back. And if he goes well in this MPL, I think we're going to see him back in and around the national side. Now, that comes off the top edge. The first runs of the tournament are very nearly going to be a maximum. It'll be one bounce and 4. Not where he intended it, but we are up and underway with the first boundary. That is a Super 4, powered by Ncell 4G.
They're not small boundaries here. All of about 64 meters all the way around the ground, but it's the altitude that we're at, which means that the ball just flies forever. So a little bit surprising that this actually didn't go all the way. Just one bounce and then into the boundary fence.
Good shape away. No shortage of pace either. Talented Kishore Mahano. Thought he was impressive in that qualifier down in Zimbabwe last year. And just a warning for coming straight down the track. You've done an amazing job at this ground, HD. I know it's your first sight of it, but this is the best it's ever looked. They've also done extensive renovations. Extended those boundaries by about 4 to 5 meters. Put the retaining fence back. But the charm of this ground, you spoke about the passion here. It is quite something. That will be a wide outside the off stump. one of the great things about competitions like this is the inaugural edition, but opportunities for hometown officials as well. There's plenty of experience internationally. Got Durganatsu Bedi there. He is standing and he's joined by his colleague at square leg. That's Vinay Kumar Jha. Beautifully bowled, shape on offer. And there he is, HD, Vinay Kumar Jha. It's a great thing, isn't it, to have the hometown umpires get their chance to shine too.
I hope they're not listening, but they're under a little bit of pressure here because they don't have the added advantage that some of the big international umpires have in some of these other tournaments where they can go to DRS. DRS is not available, so their decisions will be the ones that matter.
Into the leg side, it'll just be a single despite the roars of the crowd. Our third umpire, BJ Shinwari, as well. And there, well, is a fever pitch coming, and the reason for that, just in case you're wondering, HD, Martin Guptill will come on to strike now.
I'm glad you're giving Martin Guptill the credit. I mean, I just think that those in attendance are just cheering every single run as if it's a massive event. I mean, if you just walk into this ground and you've never been here before, you would have thought that that previous delivery went out the ground. But it is Guptill. And there is a little bit of swing that he's got to contend with.
And an anticlimactic from the crowd. End of the first, 6 for none.
You know, a lot of these players not globally recognized, but they will be once this tournament is complete, and so added incentive to produce the goods for your side. Who knows, you get snapped up to play in another league here, another league there, and you become a household name and your life changes forever.
The stars of the national side, Lalit Rajbanshi will open the bowling from the pavilion end of the ground. And immediately he strikes. It's the first wicket, and it goes to Lalit Rajbanshi, his trademark celebration. 2 fingers pointed to the sky, and she says, that's out.
Well, in this day and age, no player likes to have a look first. But he might have been better served to just have a little look, because the surface is a little bit on the slowish side. It's dry, and it just holds ever so slightly. He's through the stroke. And Rajbanshi has the first one. So it is Bam, Lokesh Bam, who goes for 5. It's 6 for 1.
Well, that's the way to start your Nepal Premier League campaign if you're Lalit Rajbanshi. A wicket from his very first delivery bowled in it, and it's the first wicket of the tournament. It will bring the captain of Oman to the crease, Akib Ilyas, a fine all-rounder. Many will think of his batting, particularly in the ODI format, but his bowling is something to watch here, HD. Liam Livingston-esque off spin and leg spin. He also does something really I've only ever seen Chris Gale do. That's not hit the ball like Chris Gale, HD. That's wear sunglasses when he's batting. It is bright, it is glary. He's a unique character, but he's very talented, Akib Ilyas.
Just sliding down the leg side. I saw Richie Richardson do it many, many years ago, but he went one better than everyone, is that he went in with sunglasses and a floppy hat. It's not a bad shout.
He also plays a unique shot, HD. I'm not sure if you've seen this one. He plays the wrong foot sweep shot. So he will put his right foot, his back foot, in front of his left foot, get out in front of it, and then kind of sweep it behind square. Very interesting approach and method. He'll get a quick single to get off the mark. Despite the direct hit, I think he's safely home.
Just going back to those sunglasses, I was standing out there earlier on before the players made their way onto the field, and there is quite a heavy glare out there with the game starting around midday. Safely home. So I can understand why Elias decides to wear those sunglasses. None for Guptill.
Yeah, he's very active on social media as well, HD. Loves a poster too, does Akib. Side edge saves Guptill. Now, one thing that cricket in Nepal is known for, not just its passion, HD, its quality of spin bowling, and particularly its left-arm spinners. I've described them as an army of left-arm spinners here in Nepal. And if you're the #1 left-arm spinner in the country, like Lalit Rajbanshi, you need to be very good. And he is excellent. He challenges the inside edge with a lack of spin, but he's incredibly accurate. He's caused all sorts of problems in his first over, including the first wicket. The Kings, 7 for 1. Sa, who is captaining instead of Asif Sheikh. The biggest and best names in cricket in Nepal, all absolute regulars in the national team. They're the 8 skippers. This one's steered away behind point. It'll just be a single.
Well, I haven't seen a lot of the local players. I was fortunate enough to do some work at the Asian Games in Hangzhou a couple of years ago, where the captain of the Royals, Dipendra Singh Ari, managed to get half-century of just 9 deliveries when Nepal owned that world record of the most runs in a T20 international. I don't think it belongs to them anymore. It's a big call, but I think it might have disappeared a few weeks ago.
Well, HD, you know my badgery for cricket, you're always on the money. I'd let you know if not. Zimbabwe it was that broke it against Gambia. That was in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup qualifier, sub-regional B. Gambia ranked in the 90s in the world, taking on the full member. They were hammered around the ground for 344 by Zimbabwe in that game, breaking the 314 that Mongolia posted. You're right about Dipendra Singh Ari's record, though. It'll never be broken. It's impossible. It's 9 balls, 50 runs. And the hometown DJ just playing that victory song that is always sung after every single game that Nepal win. I think he maybe anticipated the fielding change. Hopefully he'll allow play to continue. One of the things, HD, I think that they've done so well here for this inaugural NPL, they've spread the teams right across the country. So this is a kind of derby of the 2 easternmost sides, if you will. Both Biratnagar and Janakpur right down on the border. And something that they've done in the build-up to this tournament, all of the teams have gone back to where they're from originally. So the Biratnagar Kings, for example, they've had a series of talent identification camps across Janakpur, across the Koshi province. The same for the Janakpur Bolts, and you can see all the way from east to west out towards the far west. Sudhir Pashim have done a great job at identifying where the hotbeds of cricket are and then putting those teams in place. Just have a break in play here, HD. I'm not altogether too sure why, but it's a gorgeous country, isn't it? What are your first impressions of it?
Well, I was devastated that my flight was delayed out of Singapore, so I actually only landed here in Kathmandu in darkness, and I was really hoping to get a bird's eye view. But I'll have a look when I'm on the way out, but that isn't a long time. That is at the conclusion of this event. But so far, I mean, very welcoming. The people have been amazing.
They're the friendliest people you'll meet in your entire life. And their love for cricket as Ilyas slips, but it won't cost him the single. Well, it's unrivaled. It dominates the national agenda. Nothing unites this country like the fortune of the men's and women's national teams. They've done better than they've ever done. You saw, I know your heritage as an ex-South African player, you saw how close they pushed South Africa in that World Cup. They're not the finished article yet at the international level, but the potential very much there in a big way.
That's just what they've become renowned for, is they've caused upsets in virtually every sort of global competition that they've played in. I mean, I came across Nepal as a cricketing nation many years ago when I opened up a newspaper in South Africa, and Nepal had beaten the South African under-19 team in an under-19 World Cup. And since then, sort of had a look at results going forward. But they've produced some world-class players already.
The other thing they're known for, HD, is drama. Now, their national team is nicknamed the Cardiac Kids. The reason why the blood pressure monitors go through the roof when the national team is playing. Anything can happen. And certainly, think of the national team, you think of the drama that they bring. I think we're going to see the same in the MPL. I think it's going to be the exact same. And this man, I have been badgering you for years, haven't I, about how great Nepal is. I'm so glad you're here to experience it in person.
A few days ago, I would have said you're under pressure, but having spent a few hours here, you're not under any pressure anymore.
And for those who don't know HD, former test player for South Africa, former captain of Leicester County Cricket Club, broadcasts all around the world. We were also on call together, weren't we, for that Under-19 World Cup when Nepal beat Afghanistan. You talk about the set order. Macy, Biratnagar at number 4. Nicholas Curtin is someone for me who could have a big tournament. He's a fine player, and left-handers are going to be key in this competition with the abundance of left-arm spin that will be bowled.
Boy.
Guptill certainly taking some time to acclimatise here.
Well, it's his first trip to Nepal as well, Martin Guptill, so he'll just want to have a little feel of how the surface plays. Yeah, that game you were talking about that we were on air together, Nepal won in that tight finish. You presented me with a ducker topi that day, and I still have it, and I'm apologizing for not bringing it with me, but there's a very good reason why. Is I'm in the process of building a new home in Perth, Australia, and so 90% of my stuff, if you would call it that, has gone into storage, and the topi has gone in there as well until I can move into my new home, and then it will emerge again.
There is that wrong foot sweep shot I was talking about. Very unique. Lucky Villias owns that stroke. H, all I'm hearing is excuses. Excuses as to why you didn't bring it. The good news, though, I just can't believe you haven't been given one yet. You usually get greeted by someone at the airport putting a scarf around your neck and the topi on your head. I'll find you one in the coming days.
Hit him outside the line of off stump.
Guptill goes down the ground, not exactly where he intended. It kind of skews off a bit of an inside edge, really. Just be a single. I think one of the things I'm so excited about for this competition, there's a lot of associate talent here, but also maybe an introduction for the likes of Martin Guptill, who has played, like you said, in every league around the world, as to how good associate cricket is, how good cricket in Nepal is. These full member stars, HD, I don't think they're going to have it all their own way throughout this MPL.
No, they very seldom do when they go to the various leagues that they go and play it, when they come across different surfaces, different types of bowlers. Not an easy man to hit over mid-off, Rajbanshi. Not at the moment, because the ball's just sort of gliding on to middle and leg rather than holding and turning.
And that's much more like it, and that gets the biggest roar of the day thus far. One bounce, 4, and Guptill almost a punch of gloves in relief. 4 ball, 19 for 1. Don't they?
clipped into the leg side. Yeah, it's about 64 metres out there, and Elias will canter back for a couple.
I said that Rajbanji was difficult to hit over long off. This is the area that Guptill will be looking to go over long on, because he's not turning it away from the right-hander, just drifting it into the right-hander, so almost hitting it with the swing rather than with the spin.
Yeah, medium pace, maybe a little more than that. Historically here, HD, at this venue, that tends to be what can go the distance. You've got express pace, you can go all right. You'll need to have all your tricks of the trade. It's the first time that we've seen high-level cricket played at the extended facility, so the boundaries are bigger. We heard the captains talk about 160 to 190. That's quite a broad range, isn't it? I've seen 200 gone past here of plenty. Jan Nicol Lofty-Eaton of Namibia scored the fastest T20I ton. When you get in and you get set, you can really cash in here with that altitude. About 1,450 metres, although you were at pains to tell me it's not as high as Johannesburg.
It actually shocked me. It actually shocked me, and I think it's because I just associate Nepal with Mount Everest, so you just think it's in the clouds. But no, not quite as high as Johannesburg. High enough.
City that loves its dance and its music. That is beautifully bowled, beats the outside edge, just a little bit of shape. Hasn't quite been the run fest we necessarily expected, but I suspect the ground staff have maybe left a little bit of grass on there just to keep these pitches together.
Late swing as well. Does it traditionally get easier to score or tougher to score here?
Always easier. So you'll see captains tend to want to win and bowl first, know what they're chasing down. Particularly if you look at the tournament going forward, we'll have double headers. Good tumbling stop at mid-off, keeps it to just a single. I think the toss in the morning game will be very big, but I even think come the afternoon matches through those double headers, we'll tend to see captains want to bowl first.
Yeah, more when the ball gets older. That's when, does it get tougher to score when the ball gets older, or is it easier to score?
It's a kind of funny place. It's somewhere where if you get in, you cash in. So I don't think the hardness of the ball will adjust too much, particularly in the T20. Maybe in ODIs sometimes it can get a little trickier, but tends to be nicely played. Not where he intended, wanted to get it over his left shoulder. It goes over his right. 4 more, 5 have been bowled, 27 for 1. As it continues, Lal Rajmunshi has been brilliant this morning. A wicket off his very first delivery, has bowled a very tidy line and length. What an occasion here for Nepal cricket and their fans. What a moment. What a time to be as well in this part of the world. Electric, incredible atmosphere. Yeah, the surface certainly gripping a bit, but he gets some pace on it and finds the gap as well. Guptill has been quiet. But he's decided to break the shackles, just the right time to say hello and good afternoon to Sridhar and Sriram as well.
Hello, Mikhail. What a scene we're witnessing. This history in the making for Nepal. Inaugural Nepal Premier League. Yeah, it was short. Guptill got the hang of the pace of the wicket and put it away beautifully. He's taken his time, Martin Guptill. 13 or 15. He's looking dangerous.
He's chipped this one in the air, and that goes just over mid-on. He gets some fingers on it in hand and drops the pace, not really, and that trickles away as well. Signs of aggression here, and 4 signaled as well. Back-to-back boundaries here for Biratnagar Kings.
Yeah, back-to-back boundaries for Guptill as well. Goes to 17 of 16. This is the last over of the power play. He'd want to take full toll of it. It's never easy bowling 3 overs on the trot for Lalit Rajabansi, but he's doing a good job. Just chipped. Almost he would have had his heart in his mouth. Just was able to clear mid-on and trickled away into the boundary. Welcome boundary again for Biratnagar Kings. 35. Can they get up to the 40 mark at the end of power play?
Yeah, he's come out with some intent. Guptill has been quiet. That was a very good 4 as well. The Super 4s powered by Encel. We'll see a lot many in the coming days and the big hits as well. There again. Looks to go big. In the gap. And they'll come back for the second. This is turning out to be the best and the most productive over here for the Biratnagar Kings.
The mid-off had come in, the long on had dropped back after that boundary. Rajabansi not getting a lot of turn, it's more of the angle. The lack of timing saved Guptill. Last ball of the power play. 37 for 1, the Kings.
That's firmly struck once again. They'll steal a single towards mid-off. Shy of the stumps at the bowler's end. Good bit of work in the field. End of the power play as well. It's been even Stevens. After 6, it's 38 for 1.
सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स यसमा पोइन्ट छ सिद्धार्थ बैंक सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई
Pond Super Light Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Making in this part of the world, as we see a change in bowling, it's going to be Mohammad Mohsin. Some right arm off break. 2 right-handed batters. This will be a very good contest. Looks to go big there again, in the gap, and that'll go for a 4. Just playing and going with the turn, and that fetches a boundary as well. Guptill is teeing off in fine style.
He's got through the power play. He's got his eye in as well. Martin Guptill is looking to open out here. Actually bowled leg spin, Mohammad Mohsin. It said off spin, but this was a leg spinner first up from him. Born in Peshawar. Another leggy. Plies his trade in the USA. Played for Texas Super Kings. It's a great another opportunity for Mohammad Mohsin.
Yeah, they'll have to be a little careful here, Janakpur bowls. They've begun well, got a wicket in the second over. After that, this partnership now is just about growing. Got 37 runs and 31 deliveries. Down the leg side, half-hearted appeal, rather muted one.
tough wicket to start on. Got some swing early. Lokesh bombs. Went one for one too many and found himself bowled very first ball. Martin Guptill continuing on his merry way. 26 of 22 now. Rajbanshi, good to start off. But a few boundaries towards the end of the power play got them to 38. Most notable being Martin Guptill. A bit of turn. Started offy.
Yeah, you were at the surface, Sriram, some time back. You're seeing some turn early on as well. You reckon it's going to get better for the spinners as this game progresses? Look at that. That turned a bit, got some bounce too.
The wrong one. Well bowled from Mohammad Mohsin. I agree. It was a little bit sticky. So maybe a bit of dampness early on. Will get some spin. 46 for 1.
Is Dove really different from soap? Ordinary soap dries itself over time, but Dove is different. Get your radiance with Dove.
DHI Happier Home. छुट्टै छ है।
अब सिद्धार्थ बैंकको कार्ड प्रयोग गरी खरिद गर्दा मोबाइल बैंकिङबाट टप अप गर्दा रिवार्ड पोइन्ट अर्न गर्नुहोस्। सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स, यसमा पोइन्ट छ। सिद्धार्थ बैंक, सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई।
तपाईको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल, असली नै रोजौं।
Look at that. Crowd still turning out in large numbers, waiting for their turn to get in. And the atmosphere and the vibe is electric and incredible as well. This is the inaugural edition of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League 2024, powered by Ncell. And watch out for this man, Tulmagar. Comes with a bit of mystery. And he's the left arm leg spinner. Very fine, talented bowler, and a lot of his action resembles Kuldeep Yadav's as well. That's why it'll be interesting to see how he turns up against two very fine batters who are in very fine nick.
Very interesting. Tulmagar played for the Lumbini province under 19s. So what an opportunity to bowl to somebody like a Martin Guptill, who's not on strike now, but it's Ilyas. But I'm very eagerly looking forward.
Yeah, quickly getting into position there. Never easy for a youngster, Sri, to get going against two accomplished batters.
A great test of his character. Can he get through this? Tulmagar, 18 years of age.
That one kept a little low.
Definitely a bit of Kuldeep Yadav. The way he starts off. You know, watched him a lot on TV.
A shot and wide, protection in the deep. Nicely fielded. We'll keep it to 1. Interesting action, Sri, Tulmagar.
Yeah, very, very interesting. And this is something Kuldeep used to do earlier as well. Very similar, slightly angular run-up. One thing he can definitely work on is that front arm not dropping off early. That's something Kuldeep used to do as well, and that's something he's done really well of late. Get more pace on the ball, get more revs if he does that. A terrific start for Tulmagar here.
It's been a wonderful setup as well, and the manner in which the teams have come together, having a local iconic player, a marquee player, giving the youngsters, many under-19s and young guns of Nepal cricket been given a go. What an occasion, an outing on a platform. Much better this time, finding his radar.
A bit of spin as well. He's got 2 inside the circle on the leg side. Just got a backward point. He's got no short third man or a point. It opens up the reverse sweep. Will Guptill go for it? Last ball of the 8th over. Good over so far from Tul.
This one's played towards covers, has plenty of bat on it to race away for a 4. The 50 comes up as well for Biratnagar Kings, courtesy that boundary. And this is a good start as well. After over number 8, it's 53 for 1.